Hi, what I did is thought I'd do is show you an update of my room, mainly because there's been big changes. Anyone who watched my video about collecting things they like and from what they remember will realise that my collection has got smaller, but it means more to me now. So I'll just go around. Here we have my Crossfire game, which we actually still play and have lots of fun. Well, lots of arguments, but it still works. Got all the balls. A few games. Going to get more of them. These in this bit are the only bit I've got that's more modern. So I've got a Buzz Lightyear, my Mirror's Edge statue, which I'm never getting rid of because I just love that game. I waited for so long for it, and it's been a present for my son and my wife. I've got a Gollum from Lord of the Rings, because that's probably one of my favourite trilogies along with Star Wars. These figures here are actually my mum's, and she passed away quite a while ago. I bought this in Italy. So it means a lot, even though it's damaged, losing her tail, it still means a lot to me. Same with this lion, it's been as long as I can remember. If it could talk, it would talk, about my childhood. And then also King Kong. These King Kong figures are really hard to get hold of, especially anything to do with the 60s. And I like. So I've got him. This one's from the Peter Jackson film, but I really love it anyway. So these are both made by Weta Studios. Nice. And then I've just got my DVDs. These are modern. Some of them are, recent films or Fraser. Love that series. But a lot of them are associated with, my younger childhood. But as I say, there are a mixture of modern and that in there. And then I've got my Linda Carter picture there. This is my film sale. Chitty Bang Bang there. I might probably do a move around of my pictures. This is a 40th poster because it's ripped in the corner, but it gives me an idea of figures and what they're supposed to come with and that, so I use that. And that's my original Motorway orange set advertisement that you could win Kellogg's Rice Krispies back in the day, so I've got that. It's quite rare. Right, now to my main, and there's my Darth Vader all alone, but he does associate to my childhood. So, and obviously my record player down there. Right, well, we've got Bruce Lee poster there, but as I say, I'm going to be moving these posters around, make them a bit more displayable. Right, onto the wanted to see or watching this video for. We have Return of the Jedi Millennium Falcon. This is the French release, so it's in France, in French on the back. These figures are modern. I only just recently got this Millennium Falcon, so these ones are like from the Force Awakens and like, but they do for now. I mean, I've got a Chewie, a Han, a Stormtrooper. Everyone's got to have a Stormtrooper, and Luke. I just need to get Leia. And then I can buy figures, because the reason I put it there is to stop me getting into the trap of buying loads of Star Wars bits, because like the Chicken Walker and alike, because I don't want to go down that gravy road, because my main collection is Action Man, which is from my childhood. So I just got a few boxed items here. Well, the helicopter's not boxed, but you'll see him in a bit. He's boxed. He's missing a couple of stickers and black bits that go on top of the flag, but it's got the stars. I tried to get as good condition box as I can at my price. This one, the Millennium Falcon's a bit, rough around the edges and that, but the artwork's still there. And then here we have my Thunderbird statues, my Lord of the Rings, Laurel and Hardy statue my wife got me. I love this one. I love Laurel and Hardy. I'd watch them all day. Here we have the Ray Harryhausen Cyborg. I grew up watching these films, and so I've got them there, and obviously Thunderbird's there, and then I got Captain Mr. Spock there. These are all things related to my childhood. They're modern, but they still, reflect a memory of what I watched or that. As I say, I have cut down, so I don't collect modern figures. I don't go Toys R Us, well, not Toys R Us now, B&M in the UK. I don't go in there and buy every single Spider-Man figure of everything. I just solely collect what in mind. I've got a signed Nick Hammond's picture there. It didn't come in the frame, I framed it. I didn't overly pay for it. It is through a reputable auction site, and so I didn't pay a fortune for it. So if down the line it's a fake, I haven't paid over the price. Same with this Andrew Garfield signature. There is a signature there. Again, I can't prove that it's genuine. It was taken at a film premiere. The seller did show photographs of him signing it, but again, I didn't pay a fortune for that either. That's a modern piece, but I actually quite like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. So he's there. And then we've got my VHS. Really corny Spider-Man the movie. But, I quite like it actually. So, and then I've got a bust there. Original Mego Spider-Man there. He's got a bit damage to his foot, but he's still my Mego. And then I've got a statue here, what I love, and he'll be staying in my collection forever. So that's my little Spider-Man section. Grew up watching him a lot. And then this is my 1966 Batmobile. The Batmobile there, and some Funko Bendables there. And then I've got my poster there. I try to only collect like one item of figures. Like if I've got one Batman, I don't try to have another Batman. It doesn't always work out because sometimes I'll pick them up. I've got some Lego Batman my wife got me. I might put back on the shelf. But I've got I've got 2 Batmobiles. Well, I've got 3, 4, 5. So I don't always follow my own theory. Wonder Woman, Linda Carter. I quite like that because it actually quite depicts Linda Carter. I'm not looking for a really expensive statue or anything. So that does me. And then I've got, a couple of pops. I don't really collect pops. But as I say, I don't have these characters, so that's why they're there. And I've got the helicopter my son bought me. And then the Batboat. And as I say, I've got 2 original Corgi Juniors. And then again, my wife and son bought me that. And then I have here, it's just a random, I've got a DeLorean Hot Wheels. These are like 80s. Most of my collections is related to early 70s. And then, late 60s, early 70s. That's battered. I don't care. Quite hard to get hold of the full guy cast, so I'm quite happy with that. Got my Mickey Mouse. Probably Disney's my favourite franchise of movies, well, the early ones anyway, until they dropped doing hand-drawn. and then as I say, the DeLorean there. So I have got a mixture of bits and pieces that aren't, you know, technically related to the late 60s or 70s, but they still mean something to me. Here's my Matchbox car. It's a playset, the orange one that I showed you in the advertising. It has got a box vehicle. This one I did have as a child. I am going to be collecting more of them, like Christmas and birthdays and stuff. But that's a start. Tonka. I remember this so much. Probably this and Action Man were my favourite things I had growing up. So, a bit battered. I don't care. I just love it. It just brings back so many good memories. And then here we have my little Bruce Lee tribute. It's not very big. It just covers about Jeet Kune Do there, the movie there, Enter the Dragon. A lot of me is more about and there's a couple of statues there. With me, it's more about the combat. I did study Jeet Kune Do in the late 80s with this man here, Bob Breen, who's still going strong. And yeah, he's got videos on YouTube and he's on Facebook and that. It's brilliant. Really nice man. Helped me through some really bad patches and some good patches too. So, still a good friend. And then we have Tower of Jeet Kune Do. Not the original, but it's a brilliant read if anyone's considering doing Jeet Kune Do. And then we have here my statues, like from Camberwick Green, Trumpton and Chigwell. Chigwell I didn't really remember watching a lot, but I do remember Trumpton and Camberwick Green. So I got some Robert Harrop figures there. Love that. I showed you up there. So in the middle, this is my mix and match shelf. This is anything and everything. I've got an original $6 Million Man with a brilliant rubber sleeve. Got signed Heather Ripley there as Jemima. Some of this is old, some of this is modern. Little Nelly there. Vintage Corgi. This one's from 1991. So it's going on quite a few years now. So it's getting vintage in its own right. But it's a reproduction of the one from 1968, I believe, or 69. Anyone who knows me who's watched my videos know how I feel about Chitty Bang Bang. So yeah, it's a really nice example. So, and here we have Thunderbirds again. This was brought through by my wife. She's very patient with me. My collections do go up and down and change, but this is the way it's going to be staying from now on, because I can't afford it. I can't afford the debt to get into buying stuff, so I need to focus on, you know, small collection rather than a. And here we have my Mego, Planet of the Apes, a couple of James Bond vehicles there, the Lotus and the Toyota. They've both got like firing mechanisms, so they do me as well as the originals. Same again with Joe 90 car, original Thundercats figure, couple of Corgi Juniors there, brilliant. That's a reproduction bumper, but I don't care. The rest of it's not. And so I say James Bond, and that was very important to me. Another wonderful gift from my wife. The DB5 came with Odd Job, some Goldfinger. So there's some things I would never sell. And here we have obviously Evel Knievel. This is one from the more modern version, but I don't care. It's got I've got the Energizer, and I've got some ramps and that, so I can play with it if I wish. And then a couple more Megos. Battle of the Planets. and then the child catcher. The Toy Maker and Grandpa again from Chitty Bang Bang, and then just Virgil from Thunderbirds, my favourite car, favourite vehicle, not car. I'm not really going to pan over. You can see my Action Man collection because I do actually own another channel, so I'm not going to dwell too much on that. Got my helicopter, which was in that box out. I'm not going to dwell on that because that's on my Mix and Match Action Man channel, which is dedicated to Action Man. But that's where my focus is going to be, filling them cabinets with lovely figures. I don't care if they're mint, as long as they tell a story. So yeah, my collection has changed a lot, but I'm very happy with it, and you know, I can live with this now. When I used to have loads of carded figures on the wall, or you know, things were for modern times, it's just too much. But this all relates to my childhood, young adulthood, and as I say, I've got about 4 bits were more modern, but even some of them like King Kong and Lord of the Rings are pretty old now. So yeah, thank you for watching. I thought I'd do this update, and as I say, my videos, you know, are still going to be coming different. I'll still buy bits, but they'll be, you know, more focused on vintage. And as I say, I mean, you may think you've got a partner who tolerates, but it's not fair on them when you start spending their money or your family money, or never, you know, you never go on holiday or buy a car. So, you know, sometimes you need to step back and realise you can have a collection, what means something to you, but it doesn't need to cost the earth. Yeah, so that's my advice to anyone. I mean, I have been at the bad end of it, so I do know. So anyway, thank you for watching, and if you're not subscribed, please consider to do so. Like and share means a lot to me, and I do really sincerely mean it. It does mean a lot to me. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.